and the streams murmur secrets to the stones, there came a night unlike any other. This was a night spun from silver moonbeams and deep velvet shadows, a night so quiet you could hear the gentle sigh of a leaf settling on the forest floor. The air was sweet with the scent of damp earth and the perfume of moon petals, flowers that bloomed only in the purest lunar light. High above, the great cosmic ocean of the sky was calm, with countless stars twinkling like scattered diamonds on a dark blanket. It was, by all accounts, a perfectly peaceful, perfectly ordinary, magical night. But then, in the blink of a sleepy owl's eye, something extraordinary happened. A single point of light, brighter than all the rest, detached itself from the celestial tapestry. It wasn't a fleeting meteor gone in a flash. This was different. Something profound, something real, had begun a long journey down from the heavens. A tiny star, no bigger than a dewdrop, tumbled down from its home among the constellations. It spun through the cool night air, leaving a faint trail of shimmering silver dust in its wake. It was a lost child of the cosmos, spiraling away from the familiar dance of its brothers and sisters, falling toward a world of green and shadow it had only ever observed from an impossible distance. Its long descent ended not with a crash, but with a gentle sigh. It came to rest upon a plush cushion of emerald moss that grew beside the warm, earthy entrance to a rabbit burrow, nestled in the roots of a great oak tree. There on the moss, its brilliant fire was gone, replaced by a fragile, intermittent glow. It was flickering weakly in the deep darkness of the forest floor, a tiny, forgotten ember of the magnificent bonfire in the sky. Inside that very burrow, a young rabbit named Luna was wide awake. While her brothers and sisters were dreaming of clover fields and juicy carrots, Luna was a dreamer of a different sort. She dreamt of the moon and the stars, and on this night, a strange, gentle light near her doorway had pulled her from her slumber. Cautiously, she emerged from the warmth of her home, her sensitive nose twitching, her large dark eyes trying to pierce the gloom. At first, she thought it might be a lost glowworm, or perhaps a peculiar type of luminous mushroom. But as she crept closer, her paws making no sound on the soft earth, she saw that it was something else entirely. With a final, brave hop, she discovered the little star. It was cold to the touch, a deep, unnatural cold that spoke of the vast, empty spaces between worlds. And its light was so faint, so fragile it seemed that the next gentle breeze might extinguish it forever. It was barely glowing, a whisper of the brilliant voice that once sang in the celestial choir. As Luna gazed at the tiny, shivering celestial being, a feeling she had never known before washed over her. It was a deep, powerful ache in her chest, a profound sense of empathy for this lost and lonely traveler. Her heart filled with a fierce and gentle compassion. In that moment, all fear left her. She was no longer just a small rabbit in a very big world. She was a friend, and she knew, with a certainty that resonated in her very soul, that she had to help. She could not leave this tiny fragment of magic to fade away into nothing. But how? How could a simple rabbit return a star to the sky? She knew she could not do it alone. She needed wisdom, and she needed magic. Carefully wrapping the little star in a soft, broad leaf to protect it from the damp ground, Luna set off on a quest through the sleeping forest. Her first stop was a secluded glade known as the Twilight Dell, for it was here that the wisest of the fireflies gathered. They were the keepers of memories, and their light was not just for seeing, but for remembering. Luna approached them humbly and showed them the fading star. Their collective lights flickered in concern, their silent language of flashes and pulses speaking of a magic long forgotten. They agreed that their light, the light of living memory, was needed. Next, guided by the firefly's gentle glow, Luna sought out Sylvana, a beautiful moth with shimmering wings. Sylvana was no ordinary moth. She was a moondust moth, and the fine, pearlescent powder on her wings was said to hold the magic of healing in dreams. Finding her resting upon a luminous moon petal, Luna explained her plight. Sylvana, shy but kind-hearted, saw the truth in Luna's plea and agreed to share her gift. Finally, Luna followed a deep, resonant sound to a clearing where she found a chorus of singing crickets. They were the heartbeat of the forest, and their song was the rhythm of life itself, a vibration that could soothe troubled hearts and encourage tired things to grow. Luna presented the star, whose light was now barely a flicker, and explained that its own heartbeat was fading. The crickets understood immediately, and their lead musician, the maestro, chirped his solemn agreement to help. With her new friends beside her, Luna led them to a small, ancient circle of stones at the very heart of the woods. Here, the air felt different, humming with old energy. She gently placed the fallen star upon the central stone. Together, these magical creatures of the night prepared to combine their unique gifts. The ceremony began. The fireflies swirled above, weaving a blanket of warm, golden light. Sylvana the moth fluttered gracefully over the star, dusting it with her healing silver powder. And the crickets started their chorus, a low, resonant hum that grew into a powerful, life-affirming song. They shared their light and warmth, their magic and their music. A stream of pure gold from the fireflies, a shimmering river of silver from the moth, and a pulsing wave of green, vibrant energy from the crickets all flowed together, merging into a single radiant beacon of hope directed at the fallen star. At first, nothing happened. Then, a faint pulse of light answered the cricket's song. Another, and then another, each one a little stronger than the last. Slowly, timidly, the star began to glow. The cold white light warmed into a soft yellow, then a vibrant, healthy gold. Its light grew, pushing back the shadows, becoming brighter and brighter, until the entire clearing was illuminated with a light as warm and as beautiful as a sunrise. The little star was no longer cold and weak. It was filled with the life of the forest. With a final, magnificent burst of golden light, a silent thank you that every creature felt in their heart, the star gently lifted from the stone. It hovered for a moment, bathing Luna and her friends in its warmth. Then, with a joyful surge of energy, the star soared back towards its home, a golden arrow streaking through the night, painting a path of gratitude across the sky. It climbed higher and higher, a triumphant beacon returning to its rightful place, until it was once again a perfect, brilliant point of light in the night sky. But its story was not quite over. As Luna and her friends watched in awe, the star pulsed brightly. And then, as a final, eternal thank you, it called to its neighbors. Lines of soft light connected them, and a brand new constellation was drawn in the heavens, the shape of a kind rabbit. It was Luna's constellation, a timeless reminder of a small rabbit's big heart, twinkling down at Luna and her forest friends, a promise of kindness and a beacon of hope forever and ever.